So, you're planning an extended stay in Bangladesh? That's fantastic. But before you get lost in the excitement, there's a huge decision you've got to make, and honestly, it can shape your entire experience. We're talking about where you're going to live. Today, we're going to break down the three main options: hotels, service apartments, and good old-fashioned rentals, to help you figure out what's right for you.
If that's you, then you're in exactly the right place. We're not talking about a quick, week-long vacation here. No, this is about something bigger, setting up a life, getting into a routine, and creating a real home base for the next few months or maybe even years.
And I really can't stress this enough. This isn't just about finding a place to crash at night. It's the foundation of your entire daily life. It affects your budget, your comfort, your social life, and even how you connect with the city. You know, if you get this part right, everything else just seems to fall into place so much more easily.
All right, let's dive into our first contender, which is of course the most obvious choice for anyone just arriving: the hotel. It's kind of the default setting, the path of least resistance when you first touch down, and you know what? For some very good reasons.
When it comes to hotels, the entire game boils down to this one simple trade-off. You are paying a premium for absolute, hassle-free convenience. But, and it's a big but, that convenience comes with a seriously steep price tag if you're staying for a while.
So what's the big plus? Well, it's the total lack of stress. You arrive, you check in, and that's it. You're done. The room's cleaned, there's security, the Wi-Fi works, it's all handled for you. And you're probably in a great spot like Gulshan or Banani, right in the middle of everything. It's the perfect soft landing, no question.
But here's where the dream starts to crack. That daily rate, it adds up fast. Really fast. You're basically living out of a suitcase in one room. You can't just cook a simple meal when you feel like it. And after a week or two, it stops feeling like a comfortable base and starts to feel, well, like you're just waiting to go somewhere else. It's just not a real, sustainable way to live.
Okay, let's look at option number 2, which a lot of long-term visitors think is the absolute sweet spot. For anyone who's looking for a bit of balance, the service apartment can be a total game changer.
And really, the appeal is so simple. You get the freedom and space of an actual apartment, complete with your own kitchen, but you don't have to give up all those handy services that make life just a little bit easier, like cleaning and security.
This is where you really start to see the value, especially for a longer stay. You walk into a fully furnished space, you can actually cook for yourself, and you often get just one simple monthly bill that covers pretty much everything, utilities included. It's way, way cheaper than a hotel and lets you settle into a real routine from day one.
But, of course, it's not perfect. It's still not the cheapest option out there. You are paying a bit of a premium for all those included services compared to just renting a normal apartment. And while it feels a lot like home, it's not truly your home. You can't just decide to paint the walls or bring in a bunch of your own furniture.
And that brings us to our third and final option, the one for people who are ready to go all in. We're talking about renting your own apartment. This is for when you're ready to really plant some roots and live like a local.
So the whole deal with renting really comes down to this. You get maximum, absolute freedom to create your own space, but that freedom comes hand in hand with full responsibility for, well, everything.
The upside here is huge. Financially, for a really long stay, it's by far the smartest choice. But it's about more than just money. This is how you really become part of the city. You get to know your neighbors, you can set up your home exactly the way you want it, you actually build a genuine home for yourself.
Now, the flip side is that the initial setup can be a real project. You're in charge of absolutely everything. Finding furniture, getting the internet set up, paying separate bills for gas and electricity, dealing with a leaky faucet. For someone who's brand new to the city, that can feel pretty overwhelming.
All right, we've gone through each one, but now for the best part. Let's put them all next to each other so the differences become crystal clear.
This is where it all clicks. When you see all the pros and cons lined up together, that's when you'll probably have that aha moment and know exactly which path feels right for you.
Okay, let's walk through this. Look at the relationship between cost and responsibility. See how they're inverted? Hotels are super high cost with zero responsibility. Rentals are super low cost, but you have total responsibility. And right there in the middle, for almost every single category, is the service apartment. It's the perfect middle ground. And look at that cooking column. That's a massive lifestyle factor that separates a hotel from the other two. This chart right here really tells you the whole story.
So, after all that, how in the world do you actually pick one? Well, it's really about matching the option to your personality, your budget, and what you prioritize in your life.
And that right there is the golden rule. The goal is not just to find a roof over your head. It's to find a place that actually helps you live the life you want to live in Bangladesh. Your home base should empower you, not hold you back.
You know, there's a brilliant strategy that a lot of seasoned expats use, and it's this phased approach. You don't have to commit to one thing forever on day one. Start in a hotel or a serviced apartment for that first month. Give yourself some breathing room. Use that time to learn the city, figure out which neighborhoods you love, and then, once you feel confident, make the move to a long-term rental. It's such a practical, low-stress way to do it.
Because ultimately, after all the budgets and the logistics, it really just comes down to this one simple question. Is home for you all about convenience and service? Is it about finding that perfect balance of comfort and freedom? Or is it about creating and building something that is 100% yours? Your answer to that question will point you right to the perfect front door.